studied in this. Okay, thank you. I didn't study it in this college, but I completed my graduation in Lovely Professional University, which is there in Punjab. So nothing like this tab is there in our Toastmasters meetings. Nothing is present in my college, Lovely Professional University. Everything is there, just girls. We can see girls each and every day in my college. Apart from that, nothing is there in my college. And I'm also doing my job currently in Hyderabad in OSI Digital. So I prefer that each and every software company should have these kind of meetings that helps people to get interact and people to develop their interpersonal skills as well. And thank you. Looking forward to this. Yeah. Thank you, Dinesh.
That is not a person who wanted to introduce yourself, but yeah. Prajwal, onto the stage. Which class and department would do?
Yeah. Hi, this is Prajwal, as you know me, and some of my friends. Sorry? No. So some of my friends know me, and since my 4 years of study, this is my first meeting that I am attending. And this is the last meeting, right, of the Toastmasters. Yeah, for 4 years, actually. Okay. So it's very good that our officer, what's your designation? President. Has given a hype to this meeting at the start point also, because it's the most crucial point. Yeah, I don't, yeah, that's the thing.
Glad to have you here, Prajwal. Sanjana, onto the stage.
So first, let me introduce myself. If anyone knows me, well, I'm Sanjana Ganti from 4th year ECE. And I heard and I also believe that membership in Toastmasters Bengaluru is the greatest investment. Yes or no? Yes. Yes. So clearly, I couldn't make it because this is the first and last meeting I'm attending in Amrita, Bengaluru. So clearly, I couldn't make it. So it's okay, fine. Anytime I find Toastmasters again in any other company, I'll definitely do join.
Doesn't necessarily have to be a last meeting. You can always join as a guest. That is not a problem. Well, Kritika, onto the stage, please.
Hey guys, good evening. I hope all of you doing great, and I feel so many happy faces here. So enjoy your day. Thank you.
Glad to have you here, Kritika. Tanuj, onto the stage.
Hello everyone, good evening. This is my second introduction. I guess everyone knows my name. My name is Tanoj and I'm from CSCC. And I'm like to join tab. Yeah, first year.
Glad to have so many guests in the meeting, offline and online both. Well, I'd like to quickly make few announcements, starting with, we have 2 new members joining in the club, and let us take their introductions as well, starting with Harshita. Onto the stage, please. Tell your introduction and goals that you are expecting from the club.
Hi everyone. This is Harshita from Artificial Intelligence Engineering first year. I basically had Toastmasters club in my school as well. And I joined there for like 2 years. And then for some reason, they had to like cancel the club or something. But then as soon as I heard that Amrita Bengaluru has a Toastmasters club, I was really, really excited to join this club because I am a person who really likes to talk and meet new people, make new friends, and have different kinds of conversations because that kind of excites me a lot. And joining this club, I think I the first main goal is to, as everybody would say, that they would want to lose stage fear. That's one of the things that I have in my bucket list by joining this club. The second thing is I want to be a person who can carry a conversation spontaneously. Like, I don't want to be prepared for a speech or something. I just want to talk without actually preparing, because that's one thing that I would want to learn from this club. Yeah, that's it.
The table topic master heard you, and they'll be there for you. Kushali, onto the stage.
Hello everyone, I am Kushali and I'm from CSCC first year, and I have a very big stage fear and I really want to develop and to become better version of it. Okay, and I'm really nervous to talk right now, so I'm just handing over it.
That is what this stage is all about, to remove that stage fear and be a better version of ourselves, which is a cliche phrase, but yeah. Well, the second announcement is, as we all know, on 24th we celebrated our Christmas, and Tab, we are celebrating it differently by playing Secret Santa. So those whoever got it, who are in part of the Secret Santa, if you didn't place the order, please place it, so that we can get on a call and have some fun. Now the third announcement is, how many of you took up any roles outside of the club this month? All right, please go ahead and fill the TMOM form so that you will be eligible for being a Toastmaster of the month for this month, December. And one more announcement is, please, since it is the end of the month, please reflect on the goals that you filled in the goal sheet, which you can find both the TMOM links and the goal sheet links. You can find in the description of Tab group. Cool? All right, that is with the announcements part. Now to talk about the theme, the one for us. Well, I have a lot, but I'm going to restrict myself and I'll talk about this in the speech that I'm going to give. Let us hear more about that, more about the theme from our Toastmaster of the day. And to introduce the Toastmaster of the day, he's a witty person who tries to engage the audience with his broken humor, and the best, and with most of his attempts would be futile, but the best part is he won't give up, and that is the best part. On to the stage, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Veerabhadra Rao.
Thank you, Mr. Officer. So, good evening, everyone. Welcome. Good evening. Good evening. So, the one for us. Okay. See, engineers are the only people who work so hard to do something and which means nothing. After completion of my +1 and +2, my uncle came towards me and asked me that, what are you gonna take up next? So in Andhra Pradesh, we used to have this tradition, like whenever we complete our +1 or +2, we have only two options. The first one was doctor and the second one was engineer. So I hope many of you are from Andhra Pradesh. I don't know about the other states. So there'll be two different perspectives. After completion of doctor, you have four major things to do. The first one is to become a doctor. The second one is to marry a doctor. The third one is to do hard work. What? You know Dhoni? Dhoni said that in an interview. And the fourth one is to make your kid as a doctor. And coming to engineering, there'll be four things which you should do. The first one is to clear your backlogs. The second one is to struggle to get a job. The third one is to suggest people not to take BTech. And the first one is to watch people struggling to clear the backlogs. So after that, wait a second. So after telling that I'm taking BTech and I'm gonna be an electronics and communication engineering, my uncle looked at me in a way that I was just a goat in a group of folk. And you know, after completion of engineering, every goat in that flock becomes a goat, greatest of all time. Because engineering is a thing, a study which teaches you lots and lots of things, and which makes you learn, and which keeps you in a situation where you can do anything in your life if you does engineering. And man, 4 years, 1641 days, around 183 quizzes. Let me finish. Around 183 quizzes, 173 periodicals, 156 assignments, and 154 reports. And between 59 to 77 experiments, 3 projects, which includes 1,56,400 marks. And that's not it. I have something to say. They include theoretical, practical, assignments, internal, externals, and reports assignments, which also includes literature survey, stress, sadness, depression, and lots of nights without sleep preparing to that those things. And see, going through all these things, a human can do anything, because we all have done those assignments a night before submission. I literally used to start my assignment at 11 o'clock when the submission was at 12 o'clock. So we know that. And yeah. So we all know that struggle behind that. And see, before going forward, I would like to thank few people, the previous XCOM who have done a fabulous job. And there's this one person who led them, and Toastmasters was all about him. And he is nothing but Ralph's Medley. Ralph's Medley established an international organization called Toastmasters International on 22nd of October 1924. Now this non-profitable organization consists of around 2,81,000 of members, around 14,700 clubs, and around 141 different countries. So after joining our college, I was just traveling towards our college. And after looking at the college, I thought like it was not that bad. And after looking at our hostels, I thought, no, it was not that bad, but it was worst. And after joining the hostel, we made a few friends. Obviously, during first years, all boys do a common thing like counting the number of cashew nuts in their class. And then there is this one roommate, one person who stays in my beside room during my first year. And he's a kind of person who tries to grab attention, but that always fails. So So let me introduce our general evaluator for today's meeting, Toastmaster Ganesh. Audio.
Before I move on with my general evaluation, congrats, Toastmaster Vinay. Your jokes were funny. In a world or in a college where we come to bunk classes, have a lot of memories, try to get girlfriends, friends, sorry. Yeah, girl space friends. Well, there are always these super villains that we hate. Who are the professors who make you pass? And that is what I am right now here in front of you. I'm a professor who will evaluate you and tell you your right and wrong. And at the end of the meeting, I'll evaluate you and tell you if you passed or failed. So with me, I have my other professors. First, the timer. Well, he is a vegetarian among many non-vegetarians in one PG who survives among many man-eaters. Our thunderous Toastmaster, Harsha.
Back onto the stage. Bro, come back. All right, a very good evening to each and everyone present here once again. Well, time is an important factor. How many of you agree? Every one of you, but we don't use it wisely. All right. So around 3 years ago, I was holding these timer cards and they were shaking like this on the stage. And 3 years later, I'm holding these timer cards when they're not actually shivering. So it depends on you, how you're going to use the time very wisely. Today, I'm going to take care of the time so that you will use it very wisely. When it comes to prepared speeches, you'll have 5 to 7 minutes, where at 5 minutes, I'll be showing you the green card. At 6 minutes, I'll be showing you the yellow card. And at 7, I'll be showing you the red card. And for table topics, it's 1 to 2 minutes, where I'll be showing the green card at 1 minute, yellow card at 1.5, and red at 2. And for evaluation, I'll be showing the green card at 2 minutes, and the yellow at 2.5, and the red at 3 minutes. Every one of you, when you're speaking on the stage, you'll have a buffer time of 30 seconds for evaluation and prepared speeches. Whereas for table topics, you'll not have the buffer time before 1 minute, but you'll have the buffer time of 30 seconds after the 2 minutes. Cool, makes sense? All right, with that being said, that's my role as the timer today. And I'll be back at the end of the meeting when the G, I don't have anything for you. Toastmaster Ganesh calls me onto the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Harsha, for that introduction on timer. Continuing with the professors that I have comes the counter, our senior, who's always there for us when we are feeling sad, and who literally takes out the sadness out of you, even when you don't have any. Our rock star, Toastmaster GSP.
Okay, should I take off my mask? Finally. One. For those who don't know me, GSP, Guru Sai Fanindra. As he already said, I'm the senior. Well, today I'm going to take up the role of the accounter. Okay, started with an fine. Another, all right. When we are giving a viva or maybe talking to the teacher, brain.exe stops working sometimes, or we'll be taking a long or sometimes just staring at the teacher and the teacher wondering why this guy is looking at me creepily. At that time, we hope someone, we hope that someone is there and maybe, give us a script that will be running in our brain, but we are not able to get it out. Well, that's the same case for those who are going to talk on the stage today. And I'm going to make a note of their CRPF: crutch words, repetitive words, fillers, and pauses. Yeah. Well, this is the sheet I'm going to use, and I have already started taking a note of it. And I'm going to give my report at the end of the meeting when the GE calls me onto the stage.
Thank you, Toastmaster GSP, for that introduction on our counter. Next comes our final professor, our third professor, who is a really caring person and again, always there for us when we need them. Calling on Toastmaster Govind onto the stage.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh, for that introduction, and a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters. And have you seen the series called The Big Bang Theory? Cry. So there will be this character called Sheldon Cooper who used to correct everyone's grammar. So today I'm going to be that annoying character who will correct everyone's grammar, and I'll be noting down the good usages used in the meeting and also the not so good usages. And I'll be back with my report at the end of the meeting. And today's word of the day is quibble, which means to argue or to complain about small and unimportant things. For example, Ganesh and I quibble over who will sit beside a girl. And the idiom of the day is time flies. In BTech, time flies. That's it from my side. I'll be back with my report at the end of the meeting. Over to TM.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Govind. I don't think there will come a day where we will actually quibble for a girl. So moving on, that is my professors and I signing off, and we will give our report at the end of the meeting. And like I said, it's a continuous evaluation. And if you don't know what to speak on the stage, just blabber something. Like you write something and fill up the question paper, just blabber something, speak something, it's fine, and go back. And that's it from my side. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinay.
Toastmaster Ganesh, I don't think there will be a day where you will quibble, because you know what? So during our first year, we used to yeah, during our first year, we used to be in a state where we don't know anything about the college, and we used to, like, I was in my first year, I literally went to a girl asking that, hey, excuse me, where is the 5th floor? And she was like, 5th floor? 5th floor? I was like, yeah. So I was that bad. And I also remember a conversation between me and my friend. So we both went to a girl to just ask her to dance with us. So I was like, I went to a girl and we were like, I called her, hey, excuse me. And she turned. I was like, tell. And he was like, no, you tell. I was like, no, you senior, you tell. So that's how our first year passed. And we used to, we are in a situation where we don't know anything and we're in a learning stage. And I should tell you that for our first quiz, we studied for 4 days. And yeah, we studied for 4 days and first quiz. And now we don't even know the dates of the quizzes. So progress. So basically in a Toastmaster meeting, we do have 3 segments. The first one is the prepared speeches. The second one is the table topic session. And the third one is the general evaluation section. So let us start with the first session for today's meeting, the prepared speeches session. So our first speaker for today's meeting is Toastmaster Lakshmi. Before calling upon Toastmaster Lakshmi on stage, I would like to call upon her speech evaluator, Toastmaster Supriya, onto the stage. She not done yet, man. She's a person, when I met her first time in the club elections of the previous term, not this term. So the CLC introduced her. She was like speaking in English. Oh my God. That English was damn good. So that kind of first impression, and we also participated for a contest together and we won that too. So onto the stage, Toastmasters.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay, for that lovely introduction. A very good evening to fellow Toastmasters and guests, and a special good evening to Toastmaster Lakshmi. So Toastmaster Lakshmi is attempting her L1 P3 in the Pathway Innovative Planning. So the purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized or a well-researched speech on any topic. Now, this particular speech can either be informational or humorous. So timer, please note that the speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. And all the best, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
So telling about Toastmaster Lakshmi, she's a kind of person who loves to watch lots of movies by eating popcorn. Try chicken popcorn next time. So it will be nice. If you... Okay, on to the stage, Toastmaster Lakshmi. I don't want to spoil mood. Toastmaster Lakshmi, maximum effort, Toastmaster Lakshmi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay, for that introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests present in the meeting. Did you ever feel that I have put in all my efforts, but still, I did not reach the heights I wanted to? After seeing your great sheet, did you ever feel that I gave my 100%, but still, I did not get good grades? Did you ever feel that you were incapable of doing something? Can I see a raise of hands who agrees with any of the points I've mentioned before? I think every one of us at some point of life has came across these doubt in oneself and demotivation. I'm here to give an insight about this problem. So before telling you the solution for this, let me explain you about the 80-20 principle, which is also known as the Pareto principle. In 1906, Vilfredo Pareto was an Italian economist who wanted to observe how the wealth is divided in Italy. He observed that 80% of the wealth was with 20% of the population, and the remaining 20% of the wealth was with 80% of the population. Little confusing, right? Just like if we don't apply what we learn in our classrooms, we don't understand it properly. So let me explain this using few real-time scenarios. Pareto used to observe his garden daily. He came to know that 20% of the pea pods are responsible for 80% of the yield he got. Pareto started observing everything with the same from the same perspective. He not only these two things, 80-20 principle can be applicable to a wide range of contexts, like 80% of the results come from 20% of the time and effort we put in. Suppose we have an exam tomorrow, and no matter how much we study in the whole semester, the day before the exam gives us the day before the exam is important for the 80% of the marks we score. Not only related to exams, it's like 80% of the company's revenue depends on the 20% of the customers, and 80% of the IT system crashes are because of the 20% of bugs. Pareto principle is more of an observation instead of a theory. Wondering how this Pareto principle helps us in completing our daily tasks. Many of us has a to-do list. Like when we have a lot of things to do, we just write them on a paper or a sticky note. and then we try to complete it at the end of the day. But in reality, we don't complete them. So Pareto principle is like, from next time, when you write a to-do list, just have a tick on that 2 to 3 tasks that are important, so that you can complete those 2 to 3 tasks in that by the end of the day. With that, you can increase your productivity. So from next time onwards, when you write a sticky notes or list a whole bunch of tasks to complete by the end of the day, just don't forget to check that few important tasks which are with high priority. So not as your end semester exams are nearing, I recommend you people to use this principle for studying. Before the day of the exam, you can list all the topics that you have to study, and in that topics, you can just tick the important ones and complete the important ones first. No matter how much you know about all the concepts, it's all about the day before. It's all about the day before exam. It's all about the preparation and revision you do the day before exam. So Pareto principle also helps you to score good, and it's like gaining more by doing less. Let me conclude by saying that all the best for your exams. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
That's an informative speech. And it was like listening to an enterprise management class, which was very useful. And I hope lots of people uses that in their NSEM exams, get good grades. And thank you, Lakshmi. And moving up on to the second speaker for today's meeting, Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil is a person, you know, he's a kind of person who is always there during your exam times. So he's like that one adda where we used to go and we used to ask every question, and for any question you ask, the answer will be Toastmaster Nikhil. And before inviting Toastmaster Nikhil onto the stage, I would like to invite his speech evaluator, Toastmaster Niharika, to brief the speech objectives of Toastmaster Nikhil. And so Toastmaster Niharika, you know, she's the topper of the electronics and communication branch of our college of our fourth year batch. Yeah, intelligent fellow. So like I used to think that she is a kind of topper, so she won't talk to other people and she always studies, but that's completely wrong. And she's a kind of person who loves to chill and who always studies night before the exam. Out to this.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay, for that introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests, and special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Nikhil. Toastmaster Nikhil will be attempting his L2P3 in the path Dynamic Leadership. The purpose of the project is for a member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentorship. And the purpose of this speech is for a member to share some aspect of his previous experience as a protee. Timer, please note the time limit, 5 to 7 minutes. All the best, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Over to you.
Over to TMoD.
Toastmaster Nikhil on stage. Toastmaster Nikhil, tribute, Toastmaster Nikhil.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vinay, for those wonderful jokes. Okay, so to start off with my speech, so I wanted to talk about 2 mistakes which I've done in my entire Toastmasters journey. Very big mistakes, mind you. So this all started when I joined the club. Toastmaster Harshida was the president at that time, and she messaged me personally saying that these are the 5 mentors who want to mentor you and shared their introductions with me. So I just read their introductions and I felt like this is not happening. This process is too difficult. And I already knew Toastmaster Harsha, the thunderous person already. So I thought it was an easy choice for me. Let's go with Toastmaster Harsha as I knew him already. He'll be easy. He'll be he'll be a small pushover. Like it won't be that big of a problem for me. So I picked Toastmaster Harsha as my mentor. First mistake, mind you. The biggest one. As I told, I expected Toastmaster Harsha to be very light on me, like not to pressurize me. So, but mind you, but the exact opposite situation happened. This guy, he was that kind of a perfectionist. When my first role which I took in Toastmasters meeting was a timer role. So when I asked him like, what does the timer do? What do I have to speak about? And I had this few doubts, like he explained to me. And then towards the end, I had this few doubts. Like, what if I like don't time it properly? If I'm 5 seconds like over or 1-2 seconds over, like I just I just put it inside the time. I just thought it was light. But mind you, he told me, no, timing is timing. Even if it's 1-2 seconds late, the speaker is disqualified. It doesn't work that way. I was like, what the hell is wrong? It's just a meeting. Like, what's wrong with 1-2 seconds? Why does the speaker has to repeat the whole speech again? As a speaker, I can understand that pain of repeating a speech. So this was one of the first few interactions I saw, like a Toastmaster version of Toastmaster Harsha. There's another incident as well. He was part of the elections committee. So I took part in the elections on some people forcing me. So that's another story. But yeah, like I was normally having a chill conversation with Toastmaster Harsha, and I asked him like who are all participating, who took part for president, and like I was asking for information like as being part of the election committee. But no, rules are rules. The list doesn't come out until it's officially out. So I was like, is this a club? Is this an election? What's wrong in giving out the names as if I'm going to go and kidnap that speaker so that I can win that contest? So, but yeah, this was Toastmaster Harsha. And also, he was always pushing me into taking up roles or taking up roles outside, or like, for example, now me being a sponsor chair at MPark was because of someone's moral support. Yeah, so Toastmaster Harsha as a mentor was that kind of a person who always aimed for perfection, was always honest in the work that he used to do. Like, people do exist. So let me tell about the second mistake that I've done. As soon as the executive committee changed, the executive committee took a wonderful decision of mentor reshuffling. So I was like, this is the opportunity. I'm going to get rid of him. So this is done. I'm done with Toastmaster Harsha. And I took that opportunity and I jumped down to Toastmaster Gopika as my mentor. Same. It was even worst decision that I've ever took. Toastmaster Gopika, being Gopika the perfectionist, the impromptu queen, always pushed me into talking to people, talking to strangers. Like, go talk to this person, go talk to that person. And like, me being an introvert is like not working. It's like, what are you talking to a stranger is like. So that was Toastmaster Gopika. And also she always pushed me into taking up roles like outside the club, or like giving that push no matter what. So Gopika being a bit strict when it came to these kind of things were like the biggest 2 mistakes that I've ever done. But mind you, these 2 mistakes made me the person who I am today. Made me the speaker who I am. Like, if I am speaking in front of you like this, is because of these 2 people, these 2 mistakes that I've done. So a big thank you. It's okay. we'll give him this moment. But not only these two mistakes, a lot of people in Toastmasters helped me to become this kind of person, starting from Kanya Rasi, the infamous Kanya Rasi whom I got pushed out of for no reason. No. Yeah, but for example, like Toastmaster Dinesh, but his executive term when it started, like his executive committee had a complete bunch of youngsters who were completely new to Toastmasters, and him able to pull off such an amazing year is a big change or like big inspiration. So a big round of applause to Toastmaster Dinesh actually. So not only Toastmaster Dinesh, Toastmaster Vinay. He actually told me that even if people don't laugh, you can still crack your jokes. It's like it's their opinion. So thank you. So if I keep going on, Toastmaster Ganesh, Toastmaster Govind. A big thank you to each and every person in Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru for making me the person who I am today. I feel like for a rocket to go into space, launchers or boosters can only help you up to a particular height. After that, they do get disconnected, and it's your journey to go into the space. So you guys were the boosters to my journey. So big thank you. And I believe mentoring is a two-way process. So even a horse can only go to the lake, or the owner of the horse can only take the horse to the lake. It's up to the horse to drink water after that. So mentoring is a two-way process. So that's my time. Thank you.
That's a wonderful speech. I'm damn sure that Toastmaster Dinesh is not going to sleep today. And, as Nikhil said, I was also close with Toastmaster Harsha, and being an area director, he fights for badam milk, okay? So that kind of childish he is. So without any delay, let us invite our third speaker, Toastmaster Dinesh. Let me finish that. So, okay. Toastmaster Dinesh. So, a dear president of our club and one of my roommate. Toastmaster Pratap is his speech evaluator, and speaking about both of them, they were like Tom and Jerry. They were friends since +1 and +2, and okay, I know that you won't understand, but that's my perspective and my feeling. So whenever Toastmaster Pratap does or says anything to Toastmaster Dinesh goes to him, and they'll fight for that, and that looks so engaging and funny. So to brief Toastmaster Dinesh speech objectives, let me invite Toastmaster Pratap onto the stage.
A very good evening, everyone, and a special good evening to my target speaker, immediate past president, Toastmaster Dinesh. So Toastmaster Dinesh will be delivering his level 3 project 3 speech of presentation mastery. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice writing and delivering a speech that inspires others. Hope you all get inspired after his speech. All the very best, Toastmaster Dinesh. Over to you, Toastmaster Vinay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratap. Toastmaster Dinesh. What is this? Toastmaster Dinesh, $1 million skill, Toastmaster Dinesh.
Long ago, there lived a sailor who has no patience at all, at least in the first half of my speech. Now, what is an important skill that a sailor should be good at? Is it swimming? Well, yes, obviously. But there is one more skill that he should be good at, which is something you all would be knowing by the end of the speech. Now, on a rainy day, a huge storm appeared. The storm is so huge that with the sea waves that were produced, the ship was sunk deep into the land of the mighty sea. The sailor was so skillful that he swam across the sea to the nearest nomadic island. The island was so nomadic that there is no sign of existence of any animals, any sort of civilization. Well, there are only few trees. This is a story of a sailor who survived a huge storm, a literal storm. But is this going to be a story where the sailor survived a huge storm called quest to just live? Hold on to that thought. I have something else to say, which is more important. We all love to rush so much, right? Right after getting into this world, there will already be a board which is printed with your name, with the benefit of your choice. If you decided to be an engineer, Dinesh Kumar BTech. If you decided to be a doctor, Dinesh Kumar MBBS FRCS. Well, right after your 10th standard is done, doesn't matter which course, MPC, BIPC, just get into an intermediate college. Right after intermediate is done, doesn't matter which department, CA, CE, CE, AI, mechanical, that you're going to get in a seat allotment. Just do something those 4 years and get the degree done. Physically, I'm in that stage where I'm supposed to get a job, supposed to get settled, but mentally, no comments. Well, I'm a 4th year who's seen disasters in every academic semester. In my first semester, so much ruckus happened in the college that we didn't spend more than 2 or 3 months in the college. The best thing that happened in my second semester is joining tab. The first offline meeting that I've attended, we got a notice asking us to vacate the campus because of the imposed lockdown, because of the novel pandemic that hit us called COVID. After that, next 2 years are just like a skip button for an YouTube ad before watching a video. I have no clue what happened in those 2 years, but something called as online classes, a huge storm entered into our lives as if it is going perfectly fine. Online classes or the actual tests, that is where a thin line will be drawn between the people who are actually motivated to do engineering and the rest of us. Well, currently, I'm in that stage where I'm supposed to get settled. After this online classes, well, ignoring all the conspiracies, we all know that Sir Thomas Alva Edison, before inventing the electric bulb, he failed 9,999 times. What if, and this is just a big if, at 500th mistake, Sir Alva Edison shouted, I'm not doing this. I don't want any bulb. Will we be having the advancements that we have today in terms of electric bulb? I don't think so. We can always read under the light of a candle, but it is the electric bulb that we call moving forward, isn't it? We all love to read successful stories so much, but if we closely observe, the world doesn't revolve around the successful stories, but it revolves around those n number of failures before achieving that success point. Well, before achieving that success point, now we all love, there will be many instances where our efforts we put for something we love might go unnoticed, but we will still do it anyway. Just like how a student's effort before an exam result might go unnoticed, just like how a collective effort of 7 leaders might go unnoticed. These are the instances where the effort we put will go unnoticed, but we'll still do it. Not because of we might hate the limelight, being in the limelight, but because of the satisfaction that we get by doing it. Now, circling back to the introduction where I asked, is this going to be a story of a sailor who is going to survive a storm in front of him called quest to just live? Well, in the course of this journey where the sailor was swimming to the nearest nomadic island, the sea taught this sailor an important skill. an important skill which is he lacking at that time. While the time sailor was swimming to the nearest island, he just mastered to hold on to that hope by being patient. Now, instead of wasting his energy by shouting and crying a lot in the agony that he is in, being in the middle of the nowhere, he just decided to sat at the seashore and decided to wait for a ship to show up. It's been 10 hours, no sign of a ship. It's been 1 week, no sign of a ship. It's been 15 days. As you might have already guessed, there's a sound of a horn that built up hope in the sailor's heart, which pointed at a direction of a ship. Well, yes, the sailor did make it. Now, to generalize this entire speech, this entire story, you are the sailor, and the sea is your past. And the sea, just like how the sailor got to know about this thing called being patient, you will, with the past that you lived through, you will also know to survive. Well, just like how our sailor survived in the huge storm. If in the times of tough times, just like how there are storms, if we just hold on to a hope by being patient, just like how our sailor survived, you are going to survive. Just patience, people, patience. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
It's inspiring, right? So let me tell you one thing about our president. Like he used to, it's so difficult to make an offline transition from online, and he used to try so hard for that. And whenever a person comes to him, and whenever they says that they're gonna join online, and he used to try his best to make those people attend offline, and he made it. And right now we're conducting offline meetings, and we should appreciate him. We should appreciate him for that effort. So, and just a reminder, whenever you go to him and tell him that we can conduct an online meeting, you'll see a Kalimata in his face. So never do that. And also I should thank you for covering most of the topics about our second year and Corona, which I was supposed to cover. So you saved so much of time for me. And after COVID, we went to homes and went to our homes. And there used to be a place where I used to sit and attend all my classes, not all my classes, few of my classes. And one day my father called me, my son. I was like, yes, father. So he showed me that place, and you look at that place, that is the place where your engineering got completed. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go to my college. And after coming to my college, as I said before, during first year, I was a kind of person who was so introvert, so a kind of introvert. And after coming to a college, like our juniors were like so friendly, and they were talking so fluently with everybody. And I was like, Ray, what are you doing? And they were maintaining these groups, and they were also, like we don't even know the names of our class girls, and they were like, hey, Manisa, come. I was like, what? There's a huge difference, and we should learn a lot from them. I think so. And moving on to our second session, the table topic session. So Toastmaster Vinuthna will be our table topic master for today's meeting, and she's a kind of person who loves buying big bottles to beat people's. Okay, you didn't get it? Okay, so on to the stage, Toastmaster Vinuthna.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vinay. And yeah, that's the bottle he was speaking about. So hello, Tapsters and guests. This is Vinuthna, with the honors of being today's table topic master. So there are many freshers, there are many first years in the meeting. So guys, aren't you interested to know Aren't you interested to know how to get converted into a day scholar? Don't you want to see the struggles of our people, or they doing all silly stuff inside the hostel? Don't you want to see the situations, how they're gonna be? So yes, today's the table topics are gonna pretty much be related to all our 4th years. So any response? Are you interested? Are you excited? Cool. So all about the topic is, guys, I think it's already very clear for you guys. I give you a situation or I give you a kind of question. You just have to come, enact it and go. So who is gonna be? Okay, let's stop quibbling about you come or else I ask. Just stop. Let's stop that scenario. I'll pick you. You have to come and you have to enact it. Will that work? Works? Okay. Let's start with Pratap. Okay. Pratap, do you drink alcohol? You drink alcohol?
7 times a week.
Okay. Imagine your father happened to see you with your girlfriend after you have forgotten to do some important after you have forgotten to do some important task that you were given by him. So yeah, all the best.
It's actually a really difficult question because this is an experience which I never had. Exactly. My father might ask me to go and hang out with a girl, but I might end up doing his work because I don't have anyone to talk to. Okay, fine. Let's just say, let me live the moment and let's just say I have a girlfriend. My father gave me some work and I forgot about it and hang out with her. So my father being my father, first of all, internally, he might be, okay, my son, he's living his life, but outside, he might approach me and use some curse words that even essay might get so offended. So yeah, getting caught with a girlfriend, that's one of my dreams. Not in a wrong way. Oh my God. Hopefully. That to my father, I mean, initially he will shout me, he will screw me and everything, but later he will tell stories to his friends. Like in my inter days, I wall jumped once and I got caught. The warden called to my father and he gave the phone to me. Yeah. My father scolded me like, those are the curse words I never heard. And I learned a lot on that day. But then later, whenever I go to my father's friends and everything, they will be telling stories about how my dad used to tell them that my son jumped wall and get caught, caught beatings and all. I mean, his childhood is that way, so he'll be a little bit proud of it. So yeah, that's the thing. Thank you for the most hypothetical yet amazing situation.
Thank you so much, Pratap. So my next target, Toastmaster Ganesh. Ganesh, who is your favorite friend? Who is your favorite friend among these all bunch? Favorite friend, not best friend. Favorite friend. Pick one fast.
I don't have a favorite friend. I like all of them.
Okay. Oh, do you have grudge on anyone? Pick one first.
Grudge. I actually don't. I can't think of a person I have.
Don't stop being so good, yaar. Okay. Okay, Toastmaster Vinay, come onto the stage. So, okay, the situation is, convince your hostel warden for converting into a day scholar. You are the student, he's the warden.
Sir, actually, I paid only half the fees and I got an internship next month. I want to convert into a day scholar and go into a PG. Can I do that?
No.
Sir, so the admin people, they're not going to allow me to stay in the hostel because I paid only half the fees. You're not giving me permission. Should I go on to the road?
Pay the fees and go onto the road.
So they're asking me to pay the other half of the fees, which is which costs approximately one of my kidney. So I think it's better if I go to the PG, which is just 1/3 of my kidney, and it'll suffice. No, wait. I know you're not gonna give me the permission, anyways. I'll sell my kidney. It's okay. It's okay.
I just remember that you are that person on 31st night who was singing Jamalakad Jarmitiya song. You are such a naughty person, and I was expecting some other things when you go to PG. So let me talk to your father.
Sir, but I thought that was your favorite song. I saw you dancing in your lungi through the window. Wasn't it? You. And I believe you were part of Nartana when you were a student in this college, right? You couldn't get a job and then you became a warden or something.
So Ganesh, I was part of Nartana. I couldn't get a job and I became the warden. And you know why you joined this college? That you won't even you don't even get a job. You're fixed that and you join this college.
It's okay. In the end, I didn't get the permission. And I'm a hostler and we're done with the time. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Vinay and Ganesh. And next, guys, especially fourth years, how many of you think relationships and love is boon? It's a boon. Love is boon. No? Okay, best of asking you this poll. Okay, let me choose now. Dinesh. And as far as my knowledge, Niharika, you're anti to relationships, right? Come on. Okay, the situation is he is so much into relationships and he thinks that love is some amazing thing, wonders could happen and all. You were. And she is such a type of girl who never believes in a relationship and she always opposes. So let's say debate between them how it's going to happen. All the best.
Having a person who you can count on at any point of time. Obviously, you will have friends, but that one person, that constant person, be it 3 a.m., you'll just give them a call and you'll just rant it out about your agony. Isn't that a boon to have?
You can do it with your bestie. Won't your bestie pick your call at 3 a.m.? Do you feel friends and best friends are not boon? Only the person who calls you only boon?
Well, my best friend won't call me darling or any sweet name that we can think of, don't you think? And yeah, some people calls me. Well, and that about 3 a.m. part, I'm a human myself, and if my best friend calls me at 3 a.m., I won't pick the call because I'm not a night owl. So what's your point?
I got to know you don't need a person to share feelings. You just need a person to call you darling, Bujikana. I got I don't think so. You need a person for that. You can set Google Alexa. You can you can use some technology for that. Yeah. You can use Siri. You can call Siri, darling, anything. Imagine Siri won't have a mind. Siri don't have a thinking power. Siri itself rejected you. How do you feel a girl accept you?
Between the both of us, I'm the person who was in a relationship, at least was in a relationship, and then there's this entity who is talking about relationship without being in one. So how does it, we can call it valid?
See, since my first year, I have seen a lot of stories, dramatic stories, not normal stories. So, with my experience, I feel that relationship is a thing where you depend on the other person. Like, if you feel happy, you'll just praise the person. Oh, because of you, I'm so happy. If you're sad, you blame the other person. Because of you, you have done that to me. So that's why I'm so sad. Oh, I regret being with you. So I feel that blaming relationship, okay, not all the time, but sometime. And moreover, you'll be dependent. Won't you accept it?
Aren't you dependent on your parents? It's love, and just the same love that is there among two different human beings. Well, if you want live examples, aren't they happy?
No more offense. Thank you. Guys, applause. Okay. Next. Govind. First years, any crushes? You want any advice how to approach them? Here we have. Govind. Imagine. Imagine all these friends pushed you towards your crush and they made you to speak to her. What do you say, or how are you gonna impress her? And pickup lines are also allowed.
When I was back from Tirupati, Harsha and I went to one of our senior to give laddu. Okay, so I used to have this a crush on a senior girl. Even she was with that. Even she is with my senior. So she came out and she was like, "How are you?" And all. I panicked and I gave just like laddu kavala. That was the first time I talked to her, and I never spoke with first and last. And that was the first time and last time I spoke to her, and from then on, I never spoke to her to anyone. That's it from myself.
Okay. My next target, Harsha. Okay, it's an open question. Pick your warden. Nikhil. Okay, the situation is, imagine you had alcohol in your hostel. You were caught by your warden. You were not at all in your senses. How are you gonna handle the situation?
Good afternoon, sir.
Before we start, these are real life moments. Please do not take inspiration. How many fingers are this? Come. Principal. Over. Come. Over.
Principal? Huh? Principal, what?
Over. Depart. Restitution. Call your parents. Call your parents, I say. Call. Phone. Call.
Amrita hostel phones are not allowed.
How many bottles?
How do you know that wine is sold in bottles? How do you know that whiskey is sold in bottles? How do you know that vodka is sold in bottles? Do you drink? Do you?
After seeing you, I don't need to know. I can see. Whoosh. Whoosh. Over. I'll change my name if I see you tomorrow.
What's going to be the new name? Yeah. And the principal write only one dialogue for you. Over.
In Amrita hostel. After me being there, you'll drink. We'll see your future.
It's brighter than yours, for sure. It's brighter than your past also. Brighter than your present also.
First you stand properly, then we'll see who's brighter and what brighter. After that, we'll see.
You see a light there? Take these, not you need this, not me. Put these on and see the light there. What do you see? You're the one drunk. Nonsense, wardens. Let me. You want to talk? No, I won't continue.
That's why I asked for the mic. Which brand?
Nicotron. You want me to explain the reference? Just tell me.
I have a few seniors I spoke to. Do you want me to introduce them to you?
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Guys, learn from this. Yeah, exactly. How not to be. So, how many of you approach your faculty for attendance, for grace attendance? Okay. Whom can I have? Supriya, come. And Pratap, come. Supriya, imagine he is your lecturer. He is very, very strict lecturer. And you are lacking your attendance by 3 classes. How are you going to convince him?
Good morning, sir. Can I talk to you? Is this a good time? Sir, the last 3 classes I couldn't come, sir, because I actually had an accident at my place and I had to go back immediately. So, is there any chance I can get it?
Proof.
Sir, it was immediate, sir. Like, I'll have to go get the bills and all that will take time, sir. And then the cutoff is there. Sir, can you just give me attendance? I'll bring the proof.
So you met with one accident and you bunked 3 classes.
Sir, it takes time to heal and recover, sir. I can't beat with an accident and rush off to college. It takes time.
So where are the proofs? We want proofs.
So I didn't get into an accident. A family member of mine got into an accident and there was nobody there, so I had to go back.
Where are their proofs?
Sir, I'll have to get it, so it'll take some time, sir.
Take your time. Till then, no attendance.
So, so it'll be better if you give me attendance. So if you don't give me attendance, I'll fail your class, and then you'll have to see me again next year. So might as well give me attendance. Both of our headaches are gone.
I'm more than glad to see you next year also.
So why, sir? So I need to get job, sir. So please understand, sir.
How many classes? 3 classes, right? The best I can do is 2. No, 1 or 1.5 maybe.
Enough, sir. 2 classes means. So why not 3 classes, sir?
Negotiations happens like this.
Okay, sir. 2 classes are fine.
74.5% you have failed due to attendance.
Okay, first years learned something or anything from this. So you want to get into their shoes and see how it goes. So anyone from the first years? Come on. Come on. Come on. Just show your seniors that you learned something. Come on. This is Toastmasters. If you don't come to the stage, stage comes to you. Give it up for her. Good. 2 of you are coming. Hush. Okay. Do you carry mobiles to your classroom? Yeah. Nice. It may be useful for you. So imagine you were caught using a mobile. You are caught using mobile in the classroom. So one of you will be lecturer, other will be a student. How are you going to escape the situation? Who is lecturer and who is student? Choose your side.
Okay, I'm the lecturer.
And also introduce.
I'm Harshita.
I'm Varshita.
So I'm the lecturer here. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh my God. What is it that you're doing under the desk?
I'm doing nothing.
No, there's something that you're doing. What is it? I can see your phone. Give it to me. What are you doing? Do you know that I'm explaining? It's a very important class. Is this an hour? Did I ask you to record or did you ask me your permission? I mean, like, what are you doing in the class? Did you ask my permission? You had to ask a permission, right? Like, you can't like directly use phone in front of a lecturer. Like, yeah, like, this is with me. Talk to me properly. Why did you use your phone? That too when I'm explaining something that's really, really important for you. Do you want to fail my course? Do you want to like, fine, today you're absent in my class. You can just leave. Your phone is with me for the next 4 years until you graduate.
No, ma'am, please, ma'am. Not for 4 years, ma'am. Okay, you can keep the phone for 4 years, but give me attendance, madam.
No. Come and meet me at my place. Right now, don't show me your face. Get lost. No, no, no. Do you want your attendance or not?
Attendance.
Go. I'll give you attendance, but I'll not give you your phone. And I need you to call your parents. I want to talk to them. I'll give you my phone. That's fine. You can go now. You can go. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Seems like someone has taken so much from their nuts. So this is it from my side. Thank you, guys. Over to TMoD.
Those are lovely table topics. Thank you for giving conversational table topics so that we could interact more and they could learn more. Wonderful table topic. Really nice. So as our timer told us, we can have a 5-minute break. No break. Break cancel. So let us jump to our third segment for today's meeting. So it will be the general evaluation segment. So let me invite a general evaluator for today's meeting.
Okay, so I'm back with my evaluation. And before I move on to my evaluation, I'll start off with the speech evaluator. The first speech evaluator is Toastmaster Supriya. Could you please come onto the stage and give your evaluation?
So a huge round of applause for Toastmaster Lakshmi for giving a wonderful, informative speech. So I'll first talk about all the good things that Toastmaster Lakshmi did, and then I'll talk about all the things that she can improve upon in her coming speeches. So the first thing that I really liked was that you engaged with the audience. You started off with a question so that the audience can engage and they can understand what you're trying to talk about. So that was a good thing. And so one of the feedbacks that she received in her previous speech was that she was not at all moving, like she was just standing at one spot. But this time she moved on the stage. So very good on that. And I really liked how she explained the concept. Like she just didn't talk about what Pareto principle was. She explained it. She also gave us examples as to how we can use them in real life. So that was not only just, a boring theory that we would normally listen in our class. It was also something that we could practically use. So I really like that as well. I also like that you use your hand gestures while explaining concepts or examples. And I also like the fact that you used your speech title when you were talking about when you were giving your speech. So great job on that. Now coming on to the things that you could improve. The first thing I noticed that you could improve upon your pauses. Like you can make them a little more subtle, or you could, rehearse your speech a little more so that it becomes a lot more fluent. I also noticed that you could look at the audience a little more, like engage with them a little more. And you could also use voice modulation. So when you're transitioning from one phase to the other, a voice modulation would really help. And you can also try to smoothen out your transition. Like I felt there was one point where you abruptly switched to another topic. So if you work on your transition, it would be really nice. And lastly, I would say you could also increase the speech of your length. Like you did well, but you could definitely do a lot more. That's all, Toastmaster Lakshmi. It was a lovely speech.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Supriya. Your evaluation was wonderful. I like the fact that you told the positive points first and then the negative points. Moving on to Lakshmi's speech, your speech was informative, like Supriya told. The only thing that I wanted to add to her evaluation is you could have had more energy. I mean, while giving the speech, just give a smile and, shout onto the mic. That's the only thing that I had for improvements, but the rest of it was amazing and very informative. Moving on, I'd like to call the second speech evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhil, onto the stage for his evaluation. Oh, sorry. Toastmaster Niharika.
Once again, good evening, everyone. First, I would like to congratulate Toastmaster Nikhil for completing his L2P3 successfully. Starting off with the good things, I love the title, Tribute. It's completely related to your speech. And then you have started your speech with 2 mistakes wherein you grab the attention of the audience. Mentorship is nowhere related to mistakes, but you related it. Kudos for that. And you are successful in explaining about the mentorship indirectly, how Toastmaster deal with mentorship and how people engage with their mentors. And then your speech is humorous. I thoroughly enjoyed your speech. And I feel how typical it will be being a mentee of Gopika, a perfectionist. I was completely accepting. And you made us realize doing mistakes is also fine. Not all mistakes lead us feel sad. Some mistakes make us feel happy later. And I love your conclusion. You have done two comparisons, right? The mentor-mentee thing with the horse and the satellite thing. Moving on to the improvements. Eye contact. I noticed that you are looking up when you are delivering your speech. It would be better if you look at the audience and you can and one more thing, voice modulation. Throughout the speech, I observed that you are using same voice and same pitch. You can work on it. And the last one is keep note of time. I noticed that you are delivering your speech as the red card was shown. Try to wrap up your speech as soon as you look at the yellow card. And other than this, it was a great speech and all the best for your upcoming speeches. Thank you.
That was a wonderful evaluation. You gave good takeaways from his speech and good challenges and improvements from his speech. The one thing that I'd like to add on is, Toastmaster Nikhil, you were only in this half of the stage towards your mentor side. You weren't giving us eye contact. That's the only improvement I can give you. And your speech was amazing. It was more of a roast than a tribute towards your mentors, but it was really good. Moving on, I'd like to move on to the third speech evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Pratap, to give his evaluation.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh, the Eiffel Tower of Tab. This might probably be the last time I am standing on the stage, so I just had to do it. Thank you so much. And a very good evening again to everyone, and a special good evening to my target speaker, Toastmaster Dinesh. I'll assume that you might be probably imagining me going up to stage with an evil laugh and a black-red background like hell. So I'll try to stay up to the imaginations. Starting off with your speech, good start with the story. Usually, most of the stories that motivates or inspires people, it is more when people are trying to motivate or inspire people, they try to narrate their speech in the form of a story. So that's actually a good point. And also the suspense part. So the title, $1 million skill. So that's the title, and you put it in suspense till the last. So that's a very good thing that will keep the audience very engaged. And your vocal varieties is really awesome. We can actually feel the frustration, not just because of BTech, but because of your sound and everything. So job done well there. And it's been so long since you delivered a speech. Since you delivered a speech and you still didn't lose the hang of it. That's a good thing. Coming to the improvements, while you're delivering an inspiring speech, try to keep it as simple as possible. Like, don't make it complex. It's for the audience to easily get. So I didn't get what the word nomadic is. Bad with vocabulary, so sorry that. And also, your speech has numerous parts. That's a little confusing to me to grasp, and also you went a little too fast. That's where you might lose the audience engagement. So when you're going a little too fast, having numerous parts in the speech, you might lose what the audience might be thinking, and so that's where you can improve. And also, during some parts of your speech, the reasoning can be better, like the unnoticed part. When you're speaking about the efforts going unnoticed, you spoke about how people hate limelight, but usually when people puts a lot of effort in something, they do want to get credit. So that's something you can work upon, the reasoning. And also the sailor waiting for the ship is a little going to the shore and waiting for the ship. That sounds a little, I couldn't get more hang of it, like couldn't understand it a bit. So like I said before, simplicity is the key here. And also the body language. Coming to the body language, I also already mentioned about this before. And so your vocal varieties are super good, but you're using the same gesture the entire speech. You'll use your hand gesture and you do this, so you can work upon more vocal gestures, because you can do more body gestures, because your vocal varieties are so good and they have to be in sync with your body gestures as well. So overall, it's a good speech and which is very inspiring, but it could be a really great with less complexities and being it simple. Looking forward for your future speeches. Thank you. Over to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Ganesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pratap. The one thing I liked about your evaluation is you went into the nitty gritties of it about the content and how you can change it to make it better. And I've noted down very few points and you covered them all and more. So wonderful job, Toastmaster Pratap. And coming to Toastmaster Dinesh's speech, well, your speech did motivate me, inspire me. And the one thing I liked about how you're delivering it is you were really calm about it. Even if you forgot a part about your speech, you would just stay there, take your pause and take your time and continue on with it. That's the one thing I liked about your speech. Moving on with the tag team, I'd like to call the Grammarian first, Toastmaster Govind, to give his report.
Good evening once again. So these are the few phrases which I thought I liked, and those are acronym. To remove that stage fear, we have to be, to be a better version of ourselves. Witty person, futile, perspective, blabber, Pareto principle by Lakshmi, that is 80 and 20%. Gain more by do less. And this is a cliche phrase which we use all the time. The owner of the horse can only, the owner of the horse can only take the horse to the shore, but he can't make it drink. And Dinesh used nomadic conspiracy, and the world will revolve around n number of failures. Good job done. And quest, hold on to the hope by being patient. And Vinuthna is grudge. And no matter how good you are, there is always a room for improvement. We could have, these are the things where I thought we can use it better. He asked me instead, he asked me, telling about him instead, talking about him. I'm taking BTech. Instead, I'm joining BTech. Does engineering during first years. Did engineering during our first year. And we are in a situation, we were in a situation, and oneself and demotivated. And when it comes to this, I'm completely accepting. But when it comes to then, I'm completely accepting. We can also say it as I second that. And for any question you ask, the answer is Toastmaster Nikhil. We can say it as for any question you ask, there is an answer with Toastmaster Nikhil. And the word of the day is used by Toastmaster Ganesh, Toastmaster Vinay, and Toastmaster Vinuthna. No one has used idiom of the day. So that's it from my side. Back to Toastmaster Ganesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Govind. And for your satisfaction, time flies if you come onto the stage. Moving on with the evaluation, I'd like to call our counter, Toastmaster GSP, to give his evaluation. GSP.
Well, this one is for Govind. When I took up the role, I thought, oh my God, it's going to be a long meeting. But then time flew by really quickly. Moving on with the evaluation. Well, TMoD Veerabhadra Rao. Quite a few hours. I mean, very. But I'm going to cut you some slack because you were the TMoD. Yeah, Discord. And quite a few so's, likes here and there. And was like, you repeated those words quite a few times. And pauses, they were good at some places and they were bad. The good places were like when you were letting the audience be a part of your role, like you were letting them speak, complete your sentences. That was nice. Moving on to General Evaluator Ganesh, few hours, so that's okay. Repeated word is and. TTM Vinuthna, she did a splendid job. One Splendid. Splendid. Amazing though. 1 hour, 2 source, that's it. Well, essay and timer Harsha. 3 hours, 2 source, and that's it. Good usage of pauses while you were explaining about your role. And our counter, that's me. I started off with an and then with an and a bit of a long pause at the starting. That's fine. And stretching hands, that's fine. Grammarian Govind, 2 hours, 1 so. And when you're addressing, like when you're giving your report, if it's in general, like speaking about everyone, like good users and the bad users, you can use like and firstly, secondly, thirdly. When you're addressing each person separately, you can call their name instead of saying and Toastmaster. You can just call them up and you can look at them directly and talk to them. Well, speaker one Lakshmi had a few hours, probably because of the nervousness, and that should be fine. There was one usage of so where you could have used therefore, like therefore the Pareto principle can be applied at XYZ. And pauses, very few, like short pauses, but they were noticeable. Supriya did a good job as a speech evaluator. And then moving on to speaker Nikhil, few hours, few so's, quite a few likes. You used mind you a lot of times at the beginning, and yeah, that's it again. Good use of pauses. Speech evaluator Niharika did a good job. Used and a lot of times. Speaker Dinesh did a very good job. 1 hour and 2 so's. That's it. Well, Pratap did a good job as a speech evaluator, but he had a lot of hours and so's, and also that was used quite a few times. Well, all the tabletop speakers did a very good job. Very few hours, very few so's, likes, and all. But and was repeated quite a few times. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster GSP. I like the fact that you told us where to improve and how to improve on them, because the R counter generally just tells us the repeated words and the number of hours. And that's something extra you did. So kudos to you. Moving on, I'd like to call the timer of the day, Toastmaster Harsha, to give his evaluation.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ganesh. A very good evening to each and everyone present here. Good evening. All right, let's get started with the prepared speeches first. Firstly, Toastmaster Lakshmi, to describe her maximum effort, she took 5 minutes 4 seconds. And Toastmaster Nikhil, for the tribute, you took 7 minutes 19 seconds. And Toastmaster Dinesh, to let us know about a skill which is worth of $1 million, he took 6 minutes 52 seconds. And coming to the speech evaluators, to evaluate the effort, Toastmaster Supriya took 2 minutes and 1 second. And Toastmaster Niharika, to give a tribute to the tribute, you took 1 minute 55 seconds. And to master the $1 million skill, Toastmaster Pratap took 3 minutes 28 seconds. And now coming to the table topic speakers, firstly, Toastmaster Pratap, to hypothetically talk about the hypothetical topic, you took 1 minute 50 seconds. Ganesh and Vinay, for the day scholar conversion, you took 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Dinesh and Niharika, the unromantic conversation, you took 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Govind, to give a laddu, you took 45 seconds. And Nikhil and Harsha, to get on the alcohol levels, we took 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Pratap and Supriya, to collect the proofs, you pretty much took 1 minute 51 seconds. Harshita and Varshita, Chanti Bunty, to confiscate the phone, you take 1 minute 35 seconds. And right now, the tag team, the Grammarian Toastmaster Govind took 1 minute 46 seconds. Our counter Toastmaster GSP took 3 minutes and 11 seconds. And right now, before the timer started his report, the G session went on till 17 minutes 25 seconds. And to give out the people who are within time, prepared speeches, everyone's pretty much within time. Evaluation, everyone is within time. And coming to the table topic speakers, Toastmaster Govind, Nikhil and Harsha, and Dinesh and Niharika are above the time and below the time as well. So disqualified. Well, the GE report, GE evaluation form is out. We'll have to remove the names. Well, now to give you a few tips as such, how to maintain our time. Evaluators, make sure that you give the improvements till 2 minutes. Not the improvements, sorry. You give the good points in the speech till 2 minutes so that they'll understand where the speech went really good. That's the point they have to work on a little more because they can shine in those aspects. And take that 1 minute completely to give those evaluation points that you want to give where they can improve, and 30 seconds to summarize. That'll be this has been a template which worked out for a lot of people. And coming to the table topic speakers, when you get a topic, set the base right. We are struggling to get to that 1 minute to get to that green card. You need not struggle. Always talk about the background of the story or before getting directly into the story. That gives you a right base to start your topic. And the tag team, to reach your time limits, or let's say to give a detailed report or to give a helpful report as such, give improvements to the speakers, whoever is coming onto the stage. That's going to be the vital thing to improve the quality of the meeting as well. So these are the improvements and all the timings that I have in my hand right now. Thank you for the time. Back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Ganesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Harsha, for that detailed report on the timing and how we can reach the time before undershooting it or overshooting it. Moving on, I'd like to start off with my report. Firstly, the essay, Thunderous Toastmaster Harsha. I like the way that you started off with the 3 golden rules, which were about college instead of the actual meeting, and then went into the actual meeting golden rules. That was a nice way to engage the audience. Next comes the PO, Toastmaster Dinesh. You told us the club mission and introduced the guests both online and offline. And you even introduced the new members. So you did a job well done. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day. Our energy of this meeting, your analogy on goat was fabulous, Toastmaster Vinay. And you were funny today. And jokes apart, you are actually funny. Don't get discouraged. You won't sleep today, right? And so, and your your take on college life was really good. Okay, and you summarized it in a nutshell. And the talking to a girl, the enacting it was also fabulous. Moving on to the tag team, all of you introduced your roles with good briefing, and you told us what to do, and you told us what you will do. And the only improvements that I had for the tag team is, firstly, the R counter, Toastmaster GSP, while you're speaking, please make sure that the mic is in front of your mouth because the people in the back won't hear you. And have a little more energy. And Govind, you can also have a little more energy while you're giving an introduction about Grammarian. That's the only improvement. But everyone did a fantastic job on briefing about the roles. Coming to the table topic master, your topics were really good and engaging. And it was very specific according to the targets you had. So that was really nice. Very specific, not planned at all. So the table topics were engaging, and the table topic speakers, even though you overshot or undershot, beat anything, it was all engaging. It was really fun. And I think this is one of the best table topic sessions we'll have after a long time. We had it after a long time. And overall, the meeting was very fun. And I'm glad that this will be the last meeting as a student. That's it from my side. Over to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Vinay.
After a third year, so online to offline transition is like a hell, I should say that. So we did not got much time to participate in many meetings, and it took us so much of time to adjust with offline after COVID. So the time flew very fast, and I just have this kind of feeling that it could be better if we had more days to spend time with other people and attend more tab meetings. And saying that this is our last tab meeting, and I'm not sure, I'm not so sure about that every fourth year here will attend the tab meeting again, like every fourth year. But I'm sure that every fourth year is gonna be Toastmaster after leaving our college. And once a Toastmaster, always a Toastmaster. And I'll always remember that, basically telling that among these fourth years, I'm the only person who was so small. Like I've joined recently, it's been 7 months, 16 days. So Harsha will be my grandfather. Pratap will be my grandmother. Like in that way, while I was writing my conclusion pitch, I was like listening to sad songs to go into that mood, and I was like, Galivan. I was writing my conclusion pitch, and life goes on. Just wanted to say all the best for all of you, and barely 14 to 15 days in college. And there's this one incident where there are two people, very emotional people, very emotional people, not you. So like they were so emotional that the first person is Toastmaster Dinesh. So doing every XCOM role, or being in every XCOM role in every term, and all of a sudden leaving tab is like a father joining a child in new school after 4 years. So that will be so hard for him. And I think it's 15 days before this day. This is one person who came into my room, and he hugged me, and I was like, what's happening? I was getting some sounds, and what happened? Like crying sounds, okay? So I was like, what happened? He was like, but I understand the feeling that, yeah, so after passing out, whenever we look behind, we don't remember the studies which we studied, we don't remember the grades which we got, or we don't remember our mark sheets. Of course, they're important. It's just a valuable piece of paper. So we just remember the moments which we spent with our friends. And I always hope to get more moments to spend with them. And those were few memories which strikes you. Like getting more friends is not important, but getting few friends who care a lot about you is very important. And I got few friends like that. And it's so sad to leave the club, but we're always there for tab. We'll come every time, anytime, and we love attending tab meetings. Yeah. So thank you. Over to you, presiding officer.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vinay Veerabhadra Rao. Well, our general evaluator would be rolling out the role takers list, best of role takers list, maybe in 2 minutes. I hope so. Meanwhile, I'd like to do a few honors. Thank you so much, the online audience, for staying till the end of the meeting. I know sitting in front of the screen, blank screen, and listening to people, trust me, it takes efforts, and you people were amazing. Beat the guest Daksh, and I know I'm late, and Toastmaster Mahi, Toastmaster Saurabh, both these two other devices, it's fine. So thank you people for staying back till the end of the meeting. And the guest, I don't think there are any, but yeah. So thank you, Saurabh. Well, it's kind of a special meeting for us. That is why taking a lot of time. Normal meetings won't be this lengthy, but this is a special one. This is the last meeting for this year. This is the last meeting for this XCOM. So 4th years, we can relate. Trust me, all the cracks, all the cracking of jokes and everything is a tip of the iceberg. And there's an iceberg. An iceberg of 4 years memories and the club. There are many things we are proud of, and this is the last meeting that we are going to organize. And trust me, this is a escape from the reality, escape from the inevitability. That is the reason I put so much effort. I mean, personally, I took care of it because of the last meeting and everything. After, well, looking at the bright side, maybe from, okay, in January, we might not be able to have a hybrid meeting, but from February, you people will be taking over, my beloved juniors, and will be sitting there as your seniors attending the meeting with zero control. Trust me, that's a bright side we should be proud of. With that, our general evaluator has rolled out the voting link form in the tab group. I request everyone to please vote. Sent it in the Zoom platform as well. Yeah. And who is, I know I am late. Why am I thinking it is stage?
It's me whom you call telling that to come to the meeting, but then I couldn't make it.
Durga.
No.
Hi, Durga.
I'm not Durga, bro.
Talk again.
Sorry?
No, it is Durga only.
అరే బాబు నేను కాదురా.
అక్క నువ్వా?
ఏ అక్క?
కుర్కురే అక్క.
కాదు. ఫోన్ చేసావు, రోల్ తీసుకో అన్నావు, and then I said I can't make it. I'll attend online.
Oh my God. 2 seniors, Durga and Tejaswini, has to be Akanksha. Okay. Nice. How many responses did we get? I have to vote. Oh, phone wonder. In the moment of appreciating, online audience, the voting link has been rolled out in the chat box. Ganesh, did it go in the chat box? Yeah. Yeah. Online audience, please go ahead and vote. And since we are talking more about appreciating, thank you, Toastmaster GSP, for taking up the accounter role very last minute. Juniors, this is the example. He's my senior, and I asked him to take up a role, and he took up. That is 5 minutes after the meeting. That is at 4:35. So this is the bond that TAB has, and it will continue to have. So I'm really glad that first years and most of the juniors are attending at least to carry on the legacy. Ganesh. Well, we have the responses. Best of Big Four. It is the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Veerabhadra Rao, onto the stage. Best of prepared speakers. That is Toastmaster Dinesh, that is me. Best of table topic speakers. It is the duo, the newbies, the new blood of Tab, Toastmaster Harshita and Toastmaster Vashita. The best of tag team. It is the timer, Toastmaster Harsha, onto the stage. Last but not the least, the best of speech evaluators. It's the photographer himself, Toastmaster Pratap, onto the stage, please. Okay. That's it with the meeting number 190 themed. The one for us. The TMoD's address, though he's saying that we are not going to be a part of the club, that is not going to happen. We are not going to leave the club, not very soon. We'll be paid members up to a point of time, but we'll be in touch with you people. We'll be there to support you. With that, I'd like to declare the meeting number 190 theme, the one for us, close.